I'm going to write like a little death note. Hello everyone, welcome to chapter 7, oh my god, of Ant's home renovation series. I wasn't expecting to get a 7th episode. I think there might be an 8th, 9th and possibly a 10th.
I hope not.
Anyway, I think when I saw you last time, I was concerned about the living room and the fact that it needed another coat of paint. I only had 1 tin of paint left. So I have used that 1 tin of paint, and you know what? It's actually done the trick. It's a bit patchy in some places because I had to put on a real thin coat, such a thin coat. And also as well, before I do like a little 360 and show you know when I was painting the bathroom window black, and like I thought it was really fun and stuff, I wasn't planning on doing the living room window and door because, I don't know, I thought I would leave it white. I had planned on painting the kitchen one, but the paint was sat there one night and I was just tempted. I was like, oh, you know what? I'm going to paint my door and my window black. So now, my door's black and my window's black. I think it works. I think this works well. I think a lot of people, right, wouldn't have had much faith in this room and would have been like, oh my god, Ant's making an absolute disaster of this. Don't know though, I think it's coming together. I think it's coming together, ye of little faith. I also varnished the door and the skirting boards as well. Obviously I'm going to do a top coat on the other paint, but I needed like some sort of protection on the doors and the windowsills because otherwise it was never going to last. And also as well, obviously these handles are like white on the door and they look ridiculous. Although to be fair, it kind of looks a bit mod, doesn't it? Like it's got like a mod vibe to it. But I was like, you know what? I need some different handles, blah blah blah. And I was looking on the internet for some like fun coloured ones, so some like bright yellow or bright orange or something, or even a bright pink, and like no one does them. I couldn't find any anywhere. So I think eventually, not in this home renovation series I don't think, because I've got real bigger problems to solve and do, but eventually I think I'm going to take them handles off and just spray paint them a fun colour. I don't like the white, don't like it at all. I don't know why I don't like white PVC. I think because it's standard and it's, I'm not going to say it's common, but it's popular and it's everywhere. Like I don't know, it just bores us. And obviously I couldn't afford new windows and doors for the property, so just paint them, jazz them up a bit. Also this morning I've obviously went and got my hair cut. Thank you for noticing and thank you for complimenting it. But also in the bathroom, the existing window, it does have like a privacy ripple effect, but I don't think it's private enough, and quite frankly I don't want my neighbours seeing mini Ant or my big fat ass while I'm in my bathroom showering and getting all wet and slippery. Ew. So I bought this frosted film stuff that goes on windows, obviously for a bit more privacy, and I decided to pop that on the window and make that look a little bit more, I don't know, it kind of looks a little bit more fancy, I'm not gonna lie. It looks a little bit more elegant. And also, I'm kind of obsessed with the diffused light kind of situation. I'm not a fan of like direct light. I don't know why. I feel like in a past life I must have been like a mole and I lived underground or something. I really don't like direct light. I can't stand it. When this room, right, was getting darker and darker and I painted the windows and the doors obviously black and it was getting even darker, I was like, have I gone too far? And I was like, no, I haven't. In fact, I think I need to go further. But anyway, today I did promise we were going to do the mural, and we are going to do the mural. Although looking at this, right, I bought a tub of wallpaper paste. So I got this massive tub, look at it, it's absolutely giant. I've just read on the front of it, hangs up to 10 rolls. I'm going to have more than 10 rolls, and I swear I'm not going back to the DIY shop, not at all. 10 rolls, that is a giant tub. I think that'll do the entire wall. But yes, I think we're going to hang the mural today and see how this goes. Obviously I'm not great at measuring and taking my time and stuff, so this could go really wrong. But I'm going to try my best. So just a little refresher. This is the wall mural I'm going for. All the colours, oh my god, cute, gorgeous, very arty. I think it'll look really nice, and it's a repeating wall mural too. So I think I'm going to start at this end and work my way along. I've read some instructions on how to obviously wallpaper. I'm pretty sure it's like self-explanatory. You paste the wall and stick a bit of paper on it. Right, let's open it up. Oh my god, this is exciting. Ooh. I'm excited and I'm scared because if I make a mistake then It's not good, is it? For some reason, I thought this paper was going to be like thicker and more textured. It's quite thin. Oh, the instructions are actually on the wallpaper. I wonder why. Oh, you obviously cut that off. The problem is, and I've said it many, many times before, I'm a heavy-handed person and I just don't want to rip it. I really, really don't want to rip this paper. I'm nervous, I don't know why. Literally, I'm so nervous. Oh, okay, it comes on one long sheet and I have to put it. For some reason, I thought it was going to come in like separate bits, and it doesn't. It's just one long roll. Oh my god, what do we think? Isn't that going to look great? I don't know whether you can see it because the camera's literally miles away from us. I think it might look great. It does reach, doesn't it? Does it reach the bottom? To just whack a bit of paste on the wall. I am aware that I've got a plug there actually. I need to unscrew it. And I have googled, when you get to a plug bit, you unscrew it, then you put like a crisscross in the wallpaper and then just kind of tuck it behind the plug. Also, I might struggle a little bit because all the walls aren't even and they're all a little bit shit. You know, weird and wonderful. Right, in the paste it goes. I'm assuming you only need a thin bit on. And before anyone says anything, this is a wallpaper that you paste the wall to put the wallpaper on. You don't paste the back of the wallpaper and then attach it to the wall. I don't really know what the difference is, but I think pasting the back of the wallpaper sounds way more difficult. Anyway, I think the first strip's ready to go up. I think the only problem I have is the walls aren't particularly even, so in order to get it like straight to the wall, it doesn't connect to the ceiling. Like everything's so wonky and not right. It's fine, it'll be okay, you won't notice. I'll notice, but hopefully no one else will. Right, I'm up to the plug part. Don't know what to do about this. Where's my knife at? The thing is as well, I don't know how long the glue takes to like dry. Do you have a lot of working time with it? I'm not entirely sure. Right, so the plug is literally here. I just don't know how aggressive I can be with it, that's the thing. What an ass one that is! I need to get these lumps out, but I don't know whether that's just the wall. Yeah, a lot of that's the wall. It's not actually lumps in the wallpaper. So if you ever see my lumpy wallpaper, it's not actually the wallpaper, it's the wall. Oh, but that's nice that. Let's step back and have a look. Oh my gosh. I did that. I completely did that. It needs some more adhesive at the top. I didn't put enough up there. I think it's gonna look cool. Oh, it's gonna look so cool. Oh my god. Weirdly enough as well, right? Wallpaper, a lot stronger than you think it's going to be. I thought it was going to be this very delicate, as soon as you touch it, it rips. This one anyway, very, very strong. I'm into it. I'm really, really into it. I just wish I didn't have to go around plugs, and I've got to go around a beam and a door and a radiator. Oh my god. It's going to take me all day. It's literally taken me 40 minutes to do that. How sad is that? But that was my first ever attempt, and things always take longer, and then as you get practice and you go on, things get easier and quicker. Okay, well, I just need to add the rest of my murals onto this back wall. I can't wait to see it done. That's what's driving us at the moment, because I'm just like, I'm so excited. Honestly, these are the things, like the decorative things, that are just... The only thing I can compare it to is, you know, when someone's really into fashion, which I'm not asked about, that's what I can, like, it feels like that, like someone who goes to a fashionable shop. Home stuff is like that to me. Or I'm trying to explain it another way. Someone who's really into cars and they go see like a car thing. That's what it's like. Or someone who's really into the football and they go and watch the football match, which is like the most boring piece of shit ever. But still, that's the feeling I'm getting from sticking a bit of paper on my wall. Couldn't be more happy, I really couldn't. This can't take us all night, mind, because I've got work tomorrow. I'm not having a late one. I've had 3 consecutive late ones here. I'm not having another late one today, I can't. I need sleep, I need rest. And finally, we have one wall mural. Oh my god! Obviously, it's going to continue along here. I've got exactly the same one. So we're going to go all the way along. And I just thought I would stop here to give everyone an update, to tell you how it's gone. I thought going around like objects like light switches and plug sockets and stuff was going to be the hard part, which it is. I didn't realise matching the pattern, that's quite hard too. And also I feel like because my wallpaper is a mural, it's one standalone thing, it's not like a repetitive pattern. You have to be a little bit more specific with it. There's not a lot of leeway. I don't feel like there's any give at all. So what you'll notice, some little negatives I'm going to point out, is it doesn't reach all the way at the top of the ceiling. It did at the very beginning, but then as we've gone along, it stopped. It wouldn't reach anymore. Otherwise the pattern would be completely unaligned. Also, I absolutely mangled the wallpaper going around the thermostat. So that was fun. I think this is giving like a bit of a 60s vibe, isn't it? I'm into it, I'm proper into it, I love it. And also as well, as I was going, and I knew for a fact that my wallpapering skills aren't particularly great, and this wasn't going to look very professional. I thought what would be quite fun is, because obviously this wall mural is very arty, it's very colourful, it's very painterly. I was just thinking, what happens if, like, you know these patterns at the top here and stuff, what if they extended onto the ceiling and like I did some painting and stuff and really went for it? And like even here, where that red goes there, why not add like a little bit of red on that wall and just kind of integrate it a little bit more? I think that would be a really fun idea. I don't have the time or the budget or anything to start pissing around with that in this series, but I think eventually at one point that's something I might look at, because I just feel like it lends itself to it. It feels like it could continue, and I don't know, I was inspired by the wall mural. And also another thing I wanted to do before we do the other wall mural part. So I've found previous messages on the wall, quite boring messages, just about like wallpaper and all this other stuff from the previous owner. And I thought it'd be quite nice to do my own little message on the wall. So if anyone takes the wallpaper off, it'll probably just be me to be fair, but if anyone buys the house or I die or anything like that, they've got a secret little message to find. What do I want to write? I think I might make it quite, I was going to say dark. Like, I'm going to write it as if I'm dead. I think that's quite fun. It's almost like an obituary. I think that's the word. I'm going to write like a little death note. Hello to the future occupier of this house. This was lovingly and painfully restored by and in 2026. Like this. If YouTube is still a thing, you can see the renovation series here. And then I'll add my YouTube channel. If I'm dead, just letting you know that I will return to this house and haunt the shit out of you. Smiley face. And then I'm going to put enjoy. Oh, I'll put a couple of kisses too. Oh, isn't that cute? Someone who takes my wall mural off will eventually see that message. Imagine if I am dead and they come across this. Imagine if they're dead and they're watching this video now. I wonder how I died. How did I die? I wonder if it was dramatic. Don't know. We all just... You know what? I'll end up down a rabbit hole, won't I? You know what I'm like, and we'll start talking about horrible things. Right, I shall continue wall muraling. Also as well, how fortunate was I for this bit? That wall mural, it went exactly to that beam. How perfect was that? Oh, I couldn't have asked for anything more perfect. But now I do have this thing to tackle. I don't know how the hell I'm going to do this. How do people do this? I don't know. It's very confusing, but I'll just hack away at it until I manage to stick it on the wall. That's basically what I'm doing. Ta-da! Wall mural has been added and I'm absolutely over the moon with it. I think it looks so fun and so cool and it's just so arty. It's very me. It's completely me. And yeah, I'm pretty chuffed with it. The thing is though, because obviously certain parts of the wall mural don't meet the entire ceiling, which is really bugging the life out of us. And also I've absolutely mangled some areas around like the light switches and stuff. I thought instead of like painting things and whatnot, I've got some spare rolls, pretty much a full mural left. I only needed another 1.5 strips for the very end wall. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut bits off and like patch it up and kind of make like a feature of the plugs and stuff. I think that'll be interesting. I think it'll be a bit different. Unfortunately, it's getting late and like I said, I've got to go to work tomorrow. So I'm going to have my tea and I might try and patch some little bits up before I go, but I'm going to run out of battery because I've been recording for hours. This has taken me literally all day. What time is it? But anyway, I'll see you in a few days and we can see what I've done with this. And then also, I'll give you a sneak peek at the tiles that I bought for my kitchen. Oh my god, look at these. Ooh, oh, the light's terrible. I might try and put these as well as paint the kitchen in the next one, and we'll have the mural all sorted. So it's going to be quite a packed episode actually. I'm not going to wait for chapter 8, 9, I don't know. I'm not going to wait for the next chapter though, I'll do it all in this chapter. Why not? I'll spoil yous. So I've finally got to the point where I can start painting this kitchen, which honestly I just didn't think it was ever going to happen. It feels like it's taken such a long time to get to this step with this specific room. This specific room has been the nightmare room.
The apple never rots far from the tree.
But this is the colour I've chosen, a terracotta. I thought a terracotta would be quite nice. I also think this colour is going to go fantastically, amazingly well with the colours I've picked for the cabinets. It's going to proper pop. It's going to pop so much in here. Can't wait. Really can't wait. I can't wait to get colour in this room because I despise this room so much. Let me just have a little look, see what this is going to look like. Oh my god, this paint, it is so much more opaque than all the other paints I've had. I might get away with one coat. Oh my god, if I got away with one coat, I don't think I will, but if I did get away with one coat in this room, I'd be well impressed. I'd be chuffed to bits. Oh, that's nice. That's a beautiful colour. I feel like it's a very different colour to the other colours I've picked. This colour is, to be fair, it's quite a neutral colour. I feel like it's a beigey, normal colour, I suppose, whereas all the other colours I've picked have been a little bit on the kind of risky side, potentially, I don't know. But anyway, the room's prepped and I am ready to start painting my kitchen in terracotta. I'm excited. I can finally say welcome to my gorgeous terracotta kitchen. Oh my god. Yes, finally, colour. Colour in this room, it's about time. Now obviously I've kept this door plain because I'm going to paint that a different colour. And then the cabinets are going to get painted a different colour. And then also along here, this is where I'm going to be putting my tiles eventually. So I didn't see the point of kind of painting that and stuff. But I've done the whole colour drenching thing again because like I'm obsessed. So ceiling's done and that door and doorway's done and stuff. And obviously the window and everything. I have got a lot actually on the window, but I do plan on painting the window, so I wasn't that asked about it. But yeah, what do we think? Oh my god, let's have a look. Oh, orange! It all comes back to orange, you see. Especially with me, I don't know why, and I'm pretty sure I rhymed loads in that sentence. And for some reason, this paint must be a completely different formula, even though it's exactly the same brand, exactly the same make and style and stuff, but the formula must be different because it goes on way thicker and so much more opaque. I don't know, maybe terracottas are more of an opaque colour, and Wet Harvest and Evening Blue, they were just pissy sheer colours, especially Wet Harvest. Oh my god, Wet Harvest was an absolute ass. So terracotta's been a dream. Oh my god, such a dream. I did realise as well while I was painting in here just how bad the ceiling is. It's really, really bad. I think when I covered the Artex in this room, I think I was at the end of my tether. I think I was at the end of my patience at that point. So it's like, it's proper. It's just shit. It's really bad. However, you know the disaster I had with the wall and obviously the leak I had from the toilet and stuff, that part of the ceiling, that's the best part. But yes, I was hoping I was going to get away with one coat, which that was never going to happen, was it? But yes, I'll definitely get a second coat on at some point. I was wanting to paint the cabinets, but I don't really want to paint the cabinets yet until this paint's finished, because I feel like I'm going to end up slopping the terracotta on the cabinet paint, and that's something I obviously want to avoid. I am desperate. I'm desperate to paint them. Really, like, you have no idea. And obviously I want to tile and everything, but I think it makes more sense just to do a second coat, wait for this to dry, and then we can move on to the cabinets and the tiles. I think that's an intelligent decision to make, which doesn't often happen with me. So yes, I think I'll do a few more boring bits around the house. There's always things to do. And then next time you see us, we'll get cracking with these cabinets hopefully, and the tiles. It's all coming together. It's all coming together. What do you think of this terracotta? Isn't it gorgeous? Again, I know like my colour choices and stuff aren't going to be to everyone's taste. Like some people would absolutely despise this, especially wall to ceiling and stuff. But I don't know, I feel like it's given Spain. It's given like Spanish vibes.
Scorcho.
And I'm here for it. Love a bit of Spain. I've only ever been to Spain twice, but the 2 times I've been, I've really enjoyed it. So it's finally kitchen cupboard day today. These are gonna get painted. I'm so excited. Also, look, sunshine. Oh, I haven't felt sunshine in forever. Also, since you last saw us, the kitchen has had a second coat of terracotta. It only needed a second coat and that's it. And I've done a little bit of varnishing on the woodwork and stuff. And also, oh, what's this? Ant's got a fridge freezer in his kitchen now. Do you want a fridge tour? There's my tea for later, a sandwich. I know how depressing and sad. And then I don't have anything in the freezer yet. Also, before anyone says anything, because I know someone will say something, yes, it's not ideal to have a radiator right next to a fridge freezer. And I was debating about putting the fridge freezer further over that way, which I still might do, I'm not sure yet, and then put the cooker and just swap places. The reason I didn't want the fridge freezer over on that side is because it's going to block a bit of the natural light coming from that door, and then it's just going to, I don't know, the feng shui of it all, it's not going to feel right. So if this heat situation causes me a bit of chew, then I might switch it round a bit. Also, I've ordered a washing machine, so soon a very lovely washing machine will grace that area of the kitchen, and it can finally start to feel like a functioning kitchen.
It's about time.
Also, by the way, if I'm shouting in this part of the video, it's because I've either got some sort of like sinus infection or something, but my ears are so unbelievably blocked. It's the 3rd day now, and they're still blocked, and it's driving us crazy.
Is that what, honey?
And anyway, I know everyone has been on the edge of their seat and been incredibly excited and thrilled and almost gagging for what colour I've picked for my kitchen cupboards. Oh, are we ready? Are we ready? Oh. If you can't tell, this is a very exciting day for us. But I have picked a washable satin. I've gone for satin this time and not matte because I despise matte paint. And it's again by Rust-Oleum because obviously I get a discount code. But I've gone for the colour Peacock Suit, and it's basically like a turquoise colour. It looks gorgeous online. I've never done any swatching and I haven't even opened the tin yet, which I'm desperate to do. But if this colour is anything like I think this colour is going to be like, and if this colour is anything like it looks like on the internet, then this is gonna, oh my god, you have no idea how much it's gonna pop in here. It's gonna be like literally finger biting. It's gonna be sexy. Because not to brag or anything, but I did a lot of colour theory during like college and university and stuff, and teals and turquoises and blues go really, really well with like oranges and yellows. They contrast each other fantastically. So this'll go well, or it should really go well, with the terracotta I've chosen, if my degrees are worth it, which quite frankly they haven't been. Anyway, let's get this popped open. Stop painting my cabinets. Oh my god, what an exciting day. I don't know whether this is more exciting than when I installed the tap. Kitchen tap! Don't know. These are very exciting days. Lots of exciting days are happening. I can't keep up, I'm gonna wet myself. Oh.
Yeah, spank me.
Don't you just want to dip your face in it? Oh, I just want to dip my face and rub my body all over it.
It's about to blow.
And I know as well, people would usually take the kind of cupboard doors off and paint them and then put them back up. I'm just going to paint them as they're on there. Like, I don't think it really matters. And to be fair, if you notice my kitchen cabinets, they're all a little bit kind of wonky and weird. And the reason for that is because the brackets aren't installed correctly. And I've changed them to soft close ones, so lovely and soft. It took me ages to do that, by the way. It was really difficult, way more difficult than I was thinking. And that's because originally they had these old clunky ones. Actually, a few of them were broken. And every time I would shut the cabinet, it would just be like, well, it won't let us do it anymore, but it was just, it was so slammy and horrible. So yes, they're all a little bit strange, all a little bit weird and wonderful, but honestly, that's what this house is. It's weird, wonderful, it's got a lot of quirks. Nothing's particularly even, nothing's particularly straight or level. Everything's just just not quite right. And you know what? I'm leaning into it now. I'm kind of into it. I have washed them, but are they still dusty? How? I've just washed them. I swear to God, I don't know where all this dust comes from. Right, let's do a little test patch, see what this is going to look like. And also with this paint, you don't need to prime the doors or seal it or anything like that. Apparently, it just does what it does. I have a feeling I'll probably need 2 coats because everything does in this place. Oh, what do we think? What do we think? That's beautiful. I was going to use a roller for this, but I think a paintbrush might be fine. I don't know, I might mix it up and do a bit of both. Do a bit of roller and a bit of paintbrush action. Because that's what I've been doing lately and it seems to have worked. These are the things that really make me emotional. Oh, look at that. Look at that beautiful colour on that cabinet. I could cry. Oh my God, I could actually cry. How sad is that? I'm getting emotional over a painted cupboard. But these are the things that excite us. I think because this has been going on for so long, I'm exhausted. The littlest thing will send me over the edge, and apparently kitchen paint cupboard is going to do that today. Alright, well, I'm going to cry and paint my cupboards at the same time because that sounds like fun, doesn't it? Oh my God, emotional breakdown. And just like that, I now have gorgeous blue cabinet. Unfortunately, if you can't already tell, we've run out of daylight, we've run out of natural light, so everything just doesn't look fantastic anymore. You can't see anything. I really need to bring some of my old studio lights around here, just so I can have some sort of lighting in this place for when it gets like late at night. Because like, I want to do some of the painting and stuff. Literally, you can't see where you're painting, and then you come back the next day thinking you've done a really good job and you've done an absolutely shocking job. But saying that, I'm absolutely obsessed with my cabinets. They look so good, honestly. I wish it was like daylight and you could see some things and just see the gorgeous. Look at that. Oh, look at that blue. Even in the dark, it looks gorgeous. And then also, I don't know whether I mentioned or not, I painted the door the same colour, and I thought that'd be quite nice. I have gone out the lines, and I'm pretty sure I said in, I think it might have even been last episode, that preparation is key. 90% preparation, 10% painting. I didn't do any prep. I've got it all over the glass. So I've got a little bit to clean up, but that's fine. But yeah, I think that looks really cool. That, coupled with the cabinet, yes. And then obviously blue cabinets down there too. We'll have to have a proper look tomorrow in the daylight, and I'll show off the cabinets again because I'm obsessed and they're just so sexy and gorgeous. Oh, hang on, I'll get into the light. Oh, look at that. It's just like so eyes, isn't it? So yes, I'll see you tomorrow and we can fully enjoy the cabinets together because that's important. And I might need to touch a few bits up, and then also we'll add the tiles tomorrow too. And then I think that's basically the bulk of the kitchen done. Oh my God, we're there. We're nearly there. With this room anyway. I keep getting comments on this series and stuff saying like, I don't know how you do it and you're working full time and making content and doing a house renovation. I don't know how I'm doing it either because literally my legs are about to give way. I'm that tired. Oh, also I ordered a bed. I've ordered a new bed frame and some bedside tables. And I also don't know whether I've said the proper plan actually, because things have changed and things have updated. So I am hoping to move in within the next couple of weeks or so. Obviously the house isn't done yet. I'm putting the hallway on hold for now. The hallway transformation, because I just don't have time and the bedrooms are more of a priority. So after the kitchen, I'm focusing on the bedrooms, and regardless of if the bedrooms are done yet or not, I'm moving in and I'll just sleep in the living room because time's getting on and like I just need to be in here and start cracking on and stuff. Also, it's going to get to the point where I run out of content. I need to get the studio back up and running and get that sorted. Otherwise, literally there's going to be no videos, or the video's just going to be me sat on the floor eating like a biscuit or something. Does anyone want to say that? I don't mind making that. Oh my God, happy tile day everyone, it's finally come. Also, I brought light source with us. I did say I was going to get one. I brought one of my old studio lights, so now I can't complain about not having any light. And you can see the kitchen cupboards properly now, look at them. Oh, Aren't they delightful? Aren't they gorgeous? I do still need to touch them up quite a bit because there's a few areas where they're just not looking the best. And anyway, obviously we're very excited about tiles. I am anyway. I'll show you what I've bought. I know you have seen these before, but it was quite dark and you haven't seen them properly. So this is them here. Oh my god, look at that. And if you're wondering, and are you going to be, you know, putting, I don't know, what is it, like tile adhesive stuff on the wall and doing it like that and spaces and blah blah blah? No, I'm not. These are just peel and stick. They're just peel and stick tiles. If you're wanting to know, they're from a company called Moffat, and the premium peel and stick, and the proper metal, you know. I think these are quite nice and they're very easy to cut. I've tried already, and I think also it'll just be a nice addition which requires hopefully not that many skills, and hopefully not a lot can go wrong with this. It's just cutting, measuring and sticking, and hopefully I can do that. And hopefully it won't take us too long to do. I literally only need to do that little bit there, underneath there, and then this little section there, and that's it. That's the only amount of tiling I need to do. And then I can finally tell the kitchen to piss off and I can start working on other things, although I do need to paint the window, and I've got obviously other like little bits to do. One thing I've realised is I feel like with a house, unfortunately, I was expecting to get everything done and to move in and everything be perfect and be like, lovely house, I'm happy. I have a feeling houses, even if you buy like a one that's perfect as it is and stuff, it's a constant thing where you're constantly just doing things to it and fixing things and making things a little bit better, which is terrible because I'm the kind of person who I want everything done all at once, and I'm starting to try and train my brain and realise that's not the case. If a little bit needs to wait, then a little bit needs to wait. But tiles, they don't need to wait. They're getting stuck on the wall today whether they like it or not. Okay, so if we look at these tiles, they kind of interlock like that, so they're gonna go that way, and basically I need to cut along here and along here to get a straight edge for the corner, and then I'll just kind of go along, and I suppose these ones do the interlock up here, yeah, and cut them straight. I'll figure it out. I think it's basically just like a jigsaw puzzle, isn't it? Right, and then use a ruler, and we basically want to cut these little bits off here and make this flat. Even though, right, these tiles were like little peel and stick things, they're still very expensive. Tiles as a whole are a really expensive thing to buy. I was shocked. I didn't realise they were going to cost this amount of money. Tell you what, I'm thinking scissors might be better actually. Oh yeah, scissors are so much better. Okay, that doesn't look great. Doesn't look great at all. This is looking slightly better than the last one I did, but still not great. They're easy to cut, but they kind of shatter. They're quite brittle. Okay, that's definitely an improvement from the last one. And then all we do is peel the back off. I have made sure the wall is dust-free and stuff. And then we just stick it to the wall. Right, so we just need to repeat that for however many tiles I've got, and hopefully I've got enough tiles to do the wall, and hopefully I don't have too many disasters and destroy too many tiles, otherwise I will run out and I can't afford to replace them or buy any more. Oh my god, look at these. I think that looks quite nice, doesn't it? There's obviously a lot of sun coming in, so it's very kind of shiny and reflective, but I think it looks kind of glam. What do we think? Oh, I'll step back, I'll let you admire it. Oh my days. I'll just turn the exposure down a little bit. Now the thing is as well, you might be wanting to know how easy this was, how difficult it was, etc, etc. It was a little bit of a challenge, I'm not gonna lie, but there are a lot of pros to this. So for a start, if you make a mistake, and I've made so many mistakes with these tiles, because of the texture and the pattern and how 3D it is, it's really easy to hide the mistakes. In fact, it's so easy to hide. Never ever look up here. Do not look up here because that's where all the mistakes are. And also the great thing about it is because they're separate individual little hexagon or pentagon tiles, you can easily just pop one off and then replace it and fix it. So there's a few that are broken while I've been cutting them because they're very fragile and they break quite a lot. I'm just going to pop them off and kind of fix them and stuff. But I don't think I've done too bad of a job. I did have one full spare box of tiles, and I was contemplating, which wasn't in my original plan, to go all the way to the ceiling. But I don't think I want to. I think I like it like this. and I'm gonna find some sort of like brass beading and go around the edge bit and finish it off. But it's taken me about 5 hours to do this. The reason it's taken me about 5 hours to do this is because over there, where the column bit comes down, by the way, cutting around cabinets and columns and plug sockets is the hardest thing ever with this. But going around there, Ant made the same mistake, not once, not twice, not 3 times. He made the same mistake 4 times. He cut the tile the wrong way, exactly the same incorrect way 4 times. I don't know how I did it. It takes a real stupid person to do what I did, but I succeeded, I managed. Anyway, I think that just about does it for chapter 7 of this house renovation series. That sun is insanely bright. Also, the way my house faces and the way the sun kind of comes in on this side of the house, it warms my house up beautifully. I don't think I'm ever going to need to put the heating on. As long as we have sun and we get nice sunny days, it's excellent. It's proper toasty in here. But anyway, hopefully you are enjoying this series so far. If you are, then make sure to give it a thumbs up. And I think we've done quite a lot in this chapter. Didn't we do the mural? I'm pretty sure we did the mural in this one. And we've painted the cabinets and we've tiled the kitchen. I think that's a lot of stuff. Lots gone. Lots. I can't talk. And I was trying to figure out what the next chapter of the home renovation will be. And honestly, I have no idea. I don't know what we're going to do. It might be bedrooms, but it also might be just like finishing bits, because I've got like door handles to fit here, but the door handles to fit on the actual doors, and just lots of like teething bits that I need to do. But yes, I shall see you next week for some more home renovation content. And yeah, let us know what your thoughts are on my kitchen. Have I made a nice choice? Not that I'm bothered if you think I haven't, because I like it. In fact, I love it. I'm obsessed with it. It just feels so me. I think a house is an extension of like you and your personality and stuff, and it's nice to have a house and somewhere that feels like me and feels like, I don't know, I've never had this before, so it's a very surreal experience and I'm thoroughly enjoying it, even though it's literally killing us. I was going to say figuratively killing us, but I literally think it is killing us. It's probably shortened my life by a good 3 years, if not 3.5.